Yeah, that's pretty impressive. No, just the doors. Doing. Or you know, no, not at all. No. Have anything. Now we're gonna talk. Here, you want to put your because it's just commercial speech. That's his trademark. Everyone sees it.
Okay, which one are we talking about? We've been talking about so many parts. Like,
This is the negative thing. We're trying to do. Oh yeah, more. Get the roads on there.
Oh, I know.
okay, okay.
700 acres, but there's availability for another 500, I think.
Okay.
It is officially going to state.
Gotcha. Mhm.
Pretty exciting.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking the same thing.
What's this at?
Mm-hmm.
Me?
Mhm.
Okay, it's time for us to have our season of prayer. Let's all stand. Dear Lord, thank you for bringing us together, this Franklin County Board of Commissioners meeting tonight, and lead us as we take care of the business that's coming before us.
Amen.
We'll start our meeting in 5 minutes.
Did you hear that? What's the movie? Hearing that shit.
I hear.
They talk better. Oh, I just, I mean, I just told the truth. What were you saying, man? The two wheels.
Oh, it's like, okay. Yeah, that's what I got you.
You're right, you look hard.
Hey, which way you going? You going that way, weren't you? You went right.
When he's come.
I'm good.
Good to see you.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Mm-mm.
Feel the room up.
Yeah, good help.
Who's with what? Okay, twins. All right, let's have our pledge of allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the first item on our agenda is the consent agenda.
I'd like to see if we can remove item E, please. Youngsville Rescue and EMS MOU.
Do we want to remove it? Do we want to have discussion?
Discussion on it, yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else?
No, that's it.
The consent agenda?
Yeah, and I would also like to pull item D, revised commissioner rules and procedures. I'd actually like to get attorney Ms. Gina to first explain to the public, because I think it would be very important. Explain to the public one of the items that's in our new rules and procedures, and it's in item 3, number 6, and any new business or other business to be conducted. If you could explain to the public a little bit further about what that means, so that we're being as transparent as possible and everybody understands that.
Okay, so this rule allows any board member to raise a new item during a regular meeting, even if it wasn't on the published agenda. However, unless the board unanimously agrees to vote on it that same night, the item will automatically be placed on the next meeting's agenda. What this does is it gives the staff time to conduct research, prepare background materials, and ensure legal compliance. It also gives the public notice and an opportunity to be informed and provide input. The exception to, there is an exception built in that if you all agree to go ahead and vote on it, you can go ahead and vote on it that night. It preserves the flexibility for urgent and straightforward matters. And that while ensuring that no board member feels rushed or not having enough information before voting. So this rule really gives commissioners the opportunity to be fully informed before voting and respects transparency and still allows the board to act promptly when necessary.
Okay, thank you. Is there any questions about that? Any comments? Okay. You want to, let's talk about the Youngsville Rescue and EMS MOU?
Yes, ma'am. The item I was wanting to add on to item E, along with the Youngsville Rescue and EMS MOU, is add on the item of the Bun 13 on with that item. I guess I have to make that in motion.
I second.
Need some clarification. I don't know that I understand what we're adding them on for what purpose.
The same purpose that we're doing Youngsville Rescue and EMS, same thing.
Maybe let the manager speak to that.
Okay.
As I understand it, Bun Cert's not capable of doing what this is aligning Youngsville EMS.
I'd say broader, we have found that doing the MOUs for each individual department entity has worked better and has been more, we've been able to move forward quicker with that process. When, for example, we did Youngsville Fire Department, now doing Youngsville Rescue and EMS, and then if we need to do another department, we can definitely do that. We have found that works a little bit better, and we're able to tailor the needs of the department to what they need.
So why can't Bun Cert? They're a big help to this community. They do a lot of good services.
We're not saying they can't, what I'm saying is this one's for Youngsville. We can do an MOU for Bun Cert if that's appropriate.
Okay, okay,
So I'm not saying no, just saying we need to look at it. This is completely separate and apart from that.
okay.
May I make an alternate motion? I make the motion that an MOU be implemented for Bun Cert in addition to the MOU procedure for the Youngsville Rescue.
And that needs to be put on the next agenda or the next meeting. It'll
Okay.
have to be put on the next agenda
Okay,
for the
that'll be
next
fine.
meeting.
Yep,
Correct?
yep.
So we're just asked staff to work? Yeah, so,
Yeah.
yeah,
Rules, yeah.
okay.
Okay,
So
is
maybe
that,
that's better to be brought up in other business where we can not tie it to this particular
Okay.
thing, which should tie it all bundled together into the consent agenda. To keep us decent and.
can you withdraw the motion at this time
Well, we would need to know if Mr. Foy withdraws his motion.
first?
Yeah.
Mr. Foy, Commissioner Foy, would you withdraw your motion at this time?
I will.
Okay, and then,
I'll withdraw mine.
okay. And then in the other business, you can bring that back up and we can
This meeting
put it.
tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, all
And
right. good.
tonight, you can bring it back up.
All right.
And then we can put on the agenda for the next meeting.
Okay,
Okay,
Is that okay?
sure.
sure.
Okay. All right, so the consent agenda is, the minutes from December the 15th, 25, releases and, adjustments, refunds, and tax collection report, animal services, standard operating procedures. We pulled out the, revised commissioner's rules of procedure. We want to leave that in there. We can't vote it.
Yeah, we can leave it in there. He brought it out for a point of clarification,
I brought it out
Not-
for point of clarification, not removing
not
it at all.
to challenge it.
That's
but
right.
to be spoken to.
But we have to have it for 1 month.
Okay.
We
So-
have to pull it out because it has to be presented. It shouldn't have been put on the consent agenda because it has to be available for the month. So next month, we can put this on the consent agenda and we can vote on it. We cannot vote on it tonight.
Per
Unless-
our,
Do y'all
Unless
understand
it's
that?
unanimous.
No, it just can't be voted. It shouldn't have been on the consent agenda.
Okay.
We
it goes
can't vote
against
on
the
it.
rules, the current
Right.
rules and regulations of the board
Right.
as it stands, as they are currently in place right now, we
Okay.
would be in contradiction to them.
So we're pulling it off for that reason. Okay, and then, the Youngsville Rescue and EMS MOU, lease approval for the Franklinton Middle School Park, and authorization of the county manager to finalize the MOU with Lake Royale. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I make the motion. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All approve, say aye.
Aye.
And anyone opposed? Okay, thank you. Item 2 is comments from the public. And the first comment is from Scott Strickland. And if you'll come up and state your name and address, we'd appreciate it.
Happy New Year, Commissioners. Scott Strickland, 8435 Highway 56. I tell you, we had a wonderful time in the town of Franklin bringing in the new year. It was the first ever. It was well groomed, well put on. Bunsert worked security and safety for the event along with Franklin Police Department. And we had a great time. We were hosted by Franklin Fire Department, Darryl Chalk and his command post there, and everybody had a great time. If you didn't go, you missed a great time. It really was nice. It was cold, but it was nice. I don't know if they got all the confetti up yet or not, but it was everywhere. But Bunsart has got a lot going on this year. We start our Con Ed classes for our medical people that are state certified Saturday morning at 9 o'clock, 4-hour class at the Bunn Garden Center in Bunn. We have 20 people in that's state certified. Then we have 23 others that are certified as first responders. We're looking forward to seeing all of them. Some of them are not going to make it because of death in the family, but things happen. But I just let you know that we're here to help anybody that needs us. Call. We'll be glad to come out. And that's all I got for the new year. But we're ready to go already. Thank y'all.
Thanks, Scott.
Our next person to speak is Jimmy Day. Yes. You can come up to the podium and state your name and address, please.
Good afternoon, Franklin County Commissioner. This is my first time attending, so I was seeing them making any kind of comments today night. When I came in, I thought that was a sign-up sheet, so you can count me as I'm a good citizen.
We're glad to have you here. Thank you, Mr. Day.
I've done the same thing. It's all good.
Okay, and our last person to speak is Benjamin Quinn. You state your name and address, please.
Benjamin Quinn, 335 Garden Brook Lane, Lewisburg. First of all, thank you guys for the work that you do. It means a lot. I see what you do as a ministry to our community. That means a lot to me personally as a local pastor, and also means a lot to our neighbors and our families. I'm here on behalf of what I'll call the Garden Brook Gang, many of whom are here. If you guys would just raise your hands as part of the Garden Brook Gang. These are all some of my neighbors who live on Garden Brook Lane. That's right off of Farrell's Bridge Road. They're on the kind of the Bunn side of Lewisburg, Franklin County. I have I know I have a very short period of time. I really just have 6 questions and then three requests along the way of that. It has to do with, I believe Ms. McCray provided you guys with a plat map here of a development that's taking place on a piece of land owned by, I believe, Mr. Tommy Wester. And I want to be really clear, this is not any kind of a campaign against Mr. Wester at all. This is really just sincere questions about this development. If I'm understanding this map right, and even the existing homes that are already there and lots that are already there, what's been approved are 123 mobile homes or temporary housings that also this larger tract of land borders the Tar River. And a few concerns that we have. One is, I have 6 concerns, 3 requests. I'll just move through them quickly. One is question about opportunity for community voice in this particular decision. I don't know, the way that we think about this development, and I confess I don't know the details of exactly when all of this was approved and how long ago this took place. But we kind of see this as phase 3 of these 123 mobile homes being put together. There was one road developed some years ago, homes put on it, and that's fine. Another road that was built, there's homes being put on that now, and then now more development taking place. And our understanding is there was never an opportunity for community voice related to that. We're curious about should there be an ordinance put into place, or what is the ordinance for when the community gets an opportunity to say or have a voice in the kind of housing as well as the impact that it may have both environmentally and ensuring that there's proper oversight of code and laws and all that are being followed. The second is, I would also like to know if in fact the board followed the approval process and protocols for that voice decision. Was there an opportunity and it wasn't given? And if that's not the case, should we revisit that as a matter of concern? Thirdly, just a question about the best type of housing for Franklin County at this time, given the growth of Franklin County really across the county, the growth of Franklin County coming out of the Triangle area. I pastor a church in Spring Hope. We own a business in Bunn, live in Lewisburg, and it seems like everywhere you go, there's a need for more housing. I also teach at the seminary in Wake Forest, and students ask me all the time, where can I buy a house? And I say, you better go to Franklin County or even farther out if you want to be able to have affordable housing. We recognize the need for affordable housing. My question, though, is this the kind of housing that we're looking for, this type of temporary housing, as opposed to something more permanent, long-term equity building that's best for a growing county and a growing community? Fourth is a question about environmental approvals. Given that the property borders the Tar River, we'd like to know, can we confirm that all environmental regulations have been followed and approved in this process? Also, even considering water pressure and septic impacts, even in our own area across the Garden Brook Gang, the few wells that have been drilled over the last few years, it seems like even our own pressure may have been impacted by that. We're just curious if there might be more pressure impacts as it relates to these additional homes being put together. And then all codes and inspections followed for development. We'd like to know, have DOT actually approved everything related to the roads that are being built on that piece of property? Was there a consideration for a turning lane off of Farrell's Bridge Road with that many lots on that side? And if so, is there any update or information on that? Curious as well about any buffers or berms that might be required by the developer for that property. I can tell you, at least from 3 of the landowners there's been north of $30,000 already incurred in fencing costs, not because we're trying to necessarily fence off all neighbors, but because of encroachment from big equipment that was there, as well as dog hunters that were there, and just some other general trespassing issues. And we felt like we had to put up our own fences as a result of that. We were curious if there are any ordinances or statutes related to buffers and berms when it comes to such developments. And then finally, as a matter of just personal reflection, guys, I say all of this really out of concern for our neighbors. 2 of my neighbors back here, one's been in this area for more than 40 years, one more than 30 years. We all recognize that things change. That's not the issue here. I think the bigger issue in question is when was their opportunity for voice in relation to this? Because at least one of these neighbors is going to wake up in a short period of time, it seems, with 123 mobile homes almost in his front yard. And there was no opportunity to at least sort of voice concern. We're not opposed to development, totally understand and respect someone buying a piece of property and developing it. We just want to know, is it being done the right way? Is it best for our community? And were all statutes and ordinances followed in the process? So the requests to wrap up are this: can we confirm compliance with all DOT codes, road regulations, turning lanes, etc.? Can we confirm compliance with all environmental regulations, including runoff, retention ponds, etc.? As well as approval of this many wells and septics in a space so near to the Tar River. If in fact those ordinances have been followed, I'd just love to know, should we revisit those? Are these the wisest ordinances? And then finally, is that 5 minutes?
I'd like to make a motion, we extend his session.
Thank you, Mr. Ford. If all of these have been followed, I'd just love to know, should we revisit the wisdom of these ordinances, or maybe consider reevaluating? It may not change this decision, but it might help others in the future. And then finally, revisit the approval process to ensure that community voice for such and future development decisions are able to be voiced along the way, and that the community is made aware when these developments are approved. Thank you so much.
Okay, that concludes our comments from the public. And we have a couple of public hearings tonight. Item 3 is public hearings. The first one, we're going to have Jason Rogers, who's Planning and Inspections Director. He'll provide a presentation on revisions to the Unified Development Ordinance to ensure compliance with changes to the North Carolina General Statute, correct and clarify references, and to allow for additional flexibility. Jason?
Good evening. Thank you, Madam Chairman Bragg and members of Board of Commissioners for allowing me the opportunity to speak to you this evening. As Chairman Bragg stated, we do have a number of UDO text amendments before you tonight, specifically Article 4, review procedures, Article 5, zoning districts and standards, Article 7, subdivision design criteria, Article 9, natural resources, and Article 10, definitions. So we'll touch on all of those as we move through the presentation. The next slide shows a revision summary that we're proposing tonight. The first of the amendments is to eliminate waiting periods for withdrawn or denied applications. Next, increase the allowable structure height to 120 feet in the general business and heavy industrial zoning districts. We're proposing to clarify setback and location requirements for residential swimming pools. Also, we're planning to remove the community water well system standards and references within the ordinance, and along with that, revising the applicable definitions for community well water system as well as community well or community sewer system. And lastly, proposing to remove the WS1 watershed classification. And I'll go into more detail as we move through the slide and explain justification behind each of these. Next, just to eliminate the waiting periods. This is in response to North Carolina House Bill 926, which was recently passed, thereby effectively amending Chapter 160D or General Statute 160D, which is the North Carolina zoning enabling legislation for counties and municipalities to follow. Within that, it stated that withdrawn or denied applications no longer could a county's Unified Development Ordinance impose a waiting period to refile that application. So therefore, we have proposed a removal of this. Currently, our ordinance states that there's a 12-month waiting period for denied application, but now just a simple removal of that. And for illustration purposes, we're showing you the strike through of the text that we are proposing to eliminate from the ordinance to, again, comply with state statute. Next, we are proposing to increase the maximum building height in the general business and heavy industrial zoning districts. Currently, we have a maximum height of 60 feet in general business and 75 feet in heavy industrial. I want to point out that these two zoning districts or categories are primarily located along US 1, US 401, and NC 56, as well as at our Triangle North Executive Airport. So in the grand scheme of things in Franklin County's zoning, it's fairly limited property available for this use. So the ability for our flexibility to go up further in height is appropriate for development opportunities. So we feel that this will be definitely support economic development opportunities, including medical, office, industrial, and commercial opportunities within the county. And another specific item to note, we are proposing that for any building over 75 feet in height, there would be an additional setback of 1 foot from the property line for every 2 feet in height, as well as following the North Carolina State Fire Code for fire apparatus. I do want to point out that we always try to take a look at what some of our peer communities are and their ordinances say about a change that we're proposing. So we did research multiple ordinances and did find that Wake, Lee, Nash, Johnston, and Wilson County, as well as Lee County, within their similar zoning districts, such as general business, industrial categories, office categories, they do not have a maximum height. So we feel like the 120 foot that we are proposing falls well within what our peer communities are doing and will accomplish the same goal while not just eliminating the height requirement altogether. The next item we have before you, and this is more for clarification purposes, is to add standards for residential swimming pools within our accessory use. This being an accessory use, identified in our ordinance, we felt that it was appropriate that this be listed with underneath our accessory use category. So as you can see in the underlying text there, we're establishing the 5-foot setback from the side and rear property lines, and they are not to be permitted in front of the principal structure or home. Next text amendment we have before you tonight is to remove community well systems as a development option in response to concerns related to long-term maintenance, potential water contamination, and liability in the event of a system failure. As we move through the slides, I'll just point out that this is the cluster subdivision setback table. As you can see, we are, for illustration, showing you the strike through of the community well in the 4th category from the left, and we have underlined the county public water, just to clarify that in order to receive that reduced lot size, you must have county water. You can no longer receive a reduced lot size with a community well system. This option, again, was limited to cluster subdivisions. It was not an option that was available in any other use table within the ordinance. So this would eliminate the opportunity for a community system in a residential subdivision going forward. The next slides, again, this is more for illustration, but just wanted to point out that not only did we make the adjustment in the cluster subdivision table, but other sections of the ordinance, we've highlighted the text that would be affected or that reference community well and water systems. So that is what you see on the screen, as well as we are amending the definition for community system because it was referencing subdivisions and or new developments. Felt that it was appropriate to take that out and just define it as a privately maintained and permitted sewer system, including collection and treatment facilities. And lastly, for community well water system, a privately maintained and permitted water system. Next slide shows the reference in Article 4, which is another subdivision guideline that we are required to follow. And we're just clarifying that we need the as-built drawings and NCDEQ approval on any water system prior to signing off on a final plat. So this is just, again, taking out the community system language and inserting the, for clarification, county public references. And lastly, we are proposing to remove the WS1 watershed references or reference in the ordinance. We found this as we were doing our periodic review of the ordinance to make sure when we have changes, let's see what else do we need to go ahead and address to clean up. And I think this was accidentally added when we as a county had to update the ordinance to match the state's model stormwater ordinance. I think WS1 was, again, accidentally added, as WS1 does not exist in Franklin County. We are limited to WS2, protected and critical, and WS4, protected and critical areas. So those are only applicable watersheds in Franklin County. So felt that it was appropriate to obviously remove something that is not within the county's boundaries. Planning Board did recommend by a 5-0 unanimous vote to approve these text amendments and the plan consistency statement. And at this time, I would like to read this plan consistency statement into the record. The proposed text amendments, 25 UDO-02, are consistent with the comprehensive land use plan and comply with requirements of the North Carolina General Statute 160D. Specifically, Land Use Principle 6 of the Comprehensive Land Use Plan emphasizes supporting the development and redevelopment of land to promote job growth. Additionally, Economic Development Principle 1 encourages the review and revision of land use regulations as needed to support economic development. These amendments are reasonable and in the public interest. And our recommendation this evening is for the board to consider adoption of 25 UDO-02 text amendment and plan consistency statement. Happy to answer any questions the board may have at this time.
anyone have any questions for Jason at this time?
I've got one. As far as from Community Well, Jason, how many developments are coming across your desk a year that have that not only can qualify for it, but that also in the submitted plans are requesting community wells? What are we talking about?
Well, there was definitely an increase when the allocation awarding, the limits on the allocation awards. Up until this year, I would say approximately 50% we're looking at that option as a development option. I don't have the exact number, but we've had a number of subdivisions just propose the individual wells and septic tanks. It just really depends on the location, we're talking about in the county. And, a lot of developments are located, say, within watersheds, and their density is already limited, so they're not really capturing a bonus by the reduced lot size or reduced setbacks.
Sure.
They already need to have the larger lot size to comply with watershed requirements. So it really just depends, but I'd say it was certainly an increase in the last few years just due to the elimination of the mandatory connection policy, which is through public utilities, and then also the waiting time frame that the folks were experiencing
For the
through
allocations themselves.
allocation and so forth. So they were just trying to find an alternate route to development.
Yeah.
So.
Any other questions? Okay, we're gonna have a public hearing on this, so we need a motion to
Make a
open.
motion to open the public hearing.
Second.
All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, the, public hearing is open. Is there anyone out here that wants to speak on this? No one wants to speak? Then, oh, we do have some. Okay, come up and state your name and address, please.
Hello, my name's Jonathan Vanderford. My address is 107 Pineview Drive, Lewisburg. My biggest thing that I saw going through that was the 120 feet maximum height. I'm just curious, what type of buildings would that bring to our community? Are we talking high density residential? Are we talking commercial? Are we talking industrial? Are we talking mixed use? What is that trying to open up for our community?
Jason?
Sure. Well, with it being in the general business and heavy industrial zoning districts, it would certainly be limited to commercial, industrial, medical type uses, as there are very limited residential opportunities within specifically general business. General business does allow for what I would call upper story residence type, where you would have maybe a grocery store at the bottom and apartment type complexes above. But such items as that would require further review by the board. Really, we'd be looking at industries such as like Novozymes, or Novanessus rather, where they've got quite a few tall manufacturing facilities on site, and I believe we've always been able to accommodate the height, with the exception of one time, and I do not recall what that height was on one of their structures. It was a dryer building.
Yeah.
But that said, it's mainly geared toward hospital type uses where you need multi-stories to accommodate that use, or again, industrial, commercial, or potential office buildings. But certainly not geared for really multi-level residential, which I think we could already accommodate with the current height that we have now.
Thank you.
And Madam Chair, this is something I don't think anybody can answer unless you can, Jason, but it's something I would want to have an answer to at some point. I'm fine with the height being raised on this. I am curious what that does to our fire departments and the apparatuses they need. I don't know if that's upgraded trucks. I don't know what that looks like. Maybe you guys, maybe you know that.
Well, any building over a certain height is going to require a sprinkler system. And so I think I probably failed to mention this within the presentation, but again, these areas are primarily located, with the exception of a few, where we do have existing water and sewer service. So if they do not have the existing water and sewer services available, they would not be able to generate the pressure for that fire suppression system or sprinkler system. So, you know, to accommodate that height. So it would honestly get turned down at the building stage if they're not able to accommodate.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was probably talking more about ladder trucks more than anything.
Sure.
I apologize. I didn't clarify my question, but I just wouldn't want the local community fire departments and, you know, get pushed back on their heels a long ways if there were requirements for larger trucks. But
Right.
that's not a question for right this second.
Alright.
So thank you, Jason.
So.
Do we have anybody else that would like to speak in the public hearing? If not, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
In a second, and all approve, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, then the public hearing is closed. And we'll move on to our next item. Oh, we got to vote. Sorry. That's right. Okay. Do we have a motion, or do we want to consider a motion to approve the revisions of the Unified Development Ordinance?
I make a motion, we consider adoption of the 25 UDO02 text amendment and plan consistency statement.
Second that.
Does everyone approve? Say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Now we'll move on. Okay. Sorry about that. We have a request for special use 25 SUP-03. Colton Young, who is a senior planner, will provide a presentation regarding the 25 SUP-03. The proposed amendment to the commercial parking facility truck yard at 5644 NC 96 Highway West, parcel ID 004291, removes a 60-foot right-of-way dedicated on the previously approved plan to the NCDOT as part of the US 1 corridor plan. The applicant has granted a variance by the Franklin County Board of Adjustment 24 VAR-01 that allows the dedication to be removed. The applicant is also seeking to amend the plan approved with 3023 SUP-01 by removing the requirement to construct the bicycle pedestrian path within the 20-foot easement. The plan approved with the 23 SUP-01 required bicycle pedestrian easement to be dedicated to Franklin County, and the plan required the bicycle pedestrian path to be constructed. The Franklin County UDO has since been amended to the commercial business are no longer required to construct the bicycle pedestrian trail. I understand that this is a quasi hearing, and I'll ask attorney to lead us in the quasi hearing.
So we'll start with Colton Young is going to be the staff presenting for special use permit. We can get Colton to be sworn in.
All right.
You can stand right there. There's a Bible right there. Left
There
hand on
should
the
be a
right
Bible on the
hand.
podium, so anybody that's going to speak can stand at the podium and put your hand on the Bible.
Do you swear or affirm that the evidence you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
All right. You ready for me? Thank you for that introduction. Chairperson Bragg, I appreciate it. I'll make sure to let you present this. You did such a good job there, but I want to cover this a little bit more. So I appreciate the board hearing me tonight. I've got 25 SUP03, which as Commissioner Bragg noted is at 5644 NC Highway 96 West. As you'll see on the screen in front of you there, just a general overview of where this is at. So it's right here at the intersection of Long Mill Road and NC Highway 96. It is one of our neighborhood business zone parcels, which is going to be that deep brown color that you see there, surrounded by some other neighborhood business as well as some general business. The yellow and blue that you see, those are some of our residentially zoned districts, R30 and R8. But that is on page 1 of your staff report if you'd like to reference it further. So as Chairperson Bragg mentioned, 25 SUP03 is an amendment to a previously approved special use permit that was considered by this board in 2023, and that would be 23 SUP01. Mr. Ruth is here petitioning the board mainly for 2 changes that we're looking at. The first is to remove a right-of-way dedication of 60 foot. That would have been to the North Carolina Department of Transportation. That was required by the Campo organization as a part of their US 1 corridor plan. Mr. Ruth went before the Franklin County Board of Adjustment in 2024 and was granted a variance that would allow him to remove that dedication from the plan. I do have an illustration I'll get to in just a second to show you what would be changed from the plan there. Additionally, Mr. Ruth is seeking to amend the plan. When he was approved in 2023, the ordinance stipulated that he would dedicate the 20-foot bicycle pedestrian path parallel to Long Mill Road, as well as construct a 10-foot asphalt path within that 20-foot dedication. The ordinance has since been amended such that the construction of the asphalt trail is no longer required. The dedication of the 20-foot right-of-way to Franklin County is still required and will be a part of this plan. You'll see here, and this is part of the staff report, that light blue area that you see, that was the 60-foot right-of-way dedication. You see it kind of cut across this property there. It would be removed if the plan is approved tonight. He's allowed to do so based on the variance that was approved by the Franklin County Board of Adjustment. A short presentation for you. I do have a suggested motion should the board, suggested condition should the board approve this tonight, and that would be that the approval is subject to a settlement agreement that was reached by Mr. Ruth and his attorney with Franklin County on October 15th of 2025. This is one step here in the settlement agreement, which is being before you tonight to get this amendment. That's all I have. Happy to answer any questions. Mr. Ruth and his team are here tonight as well.
Anyone have any questions?
For the record, all that staff presentation will be part of this hearing today. If there's no questions, then we'll ask for the applicant to come forward. Well, so you want to formally open the essentially we did open the quasi judicial hearing when I swore Mr. Thingy, but we might want to formally do that.
Make a motion to open the quasi judicial hearing.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Is all approved, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay.
Do I need to introduce evidence, or is the evidence, I guess the evidence is in?
Unless if you have additional evidence, but you want to introduce yourself to the board and let
Yes,
them
I
know who
do.
you are?
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon. I'm John Finch, and I represent Mr. Ruth. And we are here to make this motion to remove these 2 conditions that are no longer required. And all of this has been agreed upon by the planning department in Franklin County, Mr. Ruth. And so we're all on the same page at last, and it's a wonderful thing, great place to be. I don't have any additional evidence, and I would like to thank whoever drafted this motion in the planning department. That's if I can just read that motion, then I think that's all that I need to do, I think. So based upon the board's findings of fact, I move to approve the amended special use permit requested by Craig Joseph Ruth to allow for a commercial parking facility / truck yard at 5644 NC 96 Highway West, Franklin County parcel ID 004291, subject to required improvements located in Article 5.3.6.L, Commercial Use Group, Commercial Parking, Article 6, Design Criteria, and Article 9, Natural Resources of the UDO. And this approval, of course, will be subject to the settlement agreement dated October 15, 2025. There you go.
All right. Do you have any other evidence to present?
I think that Mr. Colton here has summed it up very nicely.
All right. Thank you. Then we just need to see if there's anybody else out here who would like to speak for or against the special use permit amendments. I know that there was one person who had signed up to speak. There you go. Before you speak, if you want to get sworn in by the clerk.
Left hand on the Bible and raise your right. Do you swear or affirm that you will give us the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
I do.
You will state your name and address.
My name is Mario Lewis. My address is 2135 Long Mill Road, Youngsville, North Carolina. I own the property directly beside where the truck yard currently is. I own that property that's directly beside. So when I saw that a notice came through that it was a petition to change venues, I was just wondering how is that going to positively or negatively impact the property? Because, I mean, when I say directly beside, I mean directly beside where the barbed wire, the top of the fence, and the whole piece is there. I just want to make sure that there's no negative environmental impact as a result of the changes, and that if it's going to be a truck yard, is there's going to be additional noise or nuisance to the? It's just going to be parking, but it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Well, hang on for just a second. If we're going to have someone answer the question, let's figure out who's going to answer and get them sworn in. So who going to have, all right. All right, so Mr. Ruth, will you please get sworn in? Raise your right hand.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth? Excuse me. Do you swear or affirm that the evidence you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
You will state your name and address as well.
Craig Joseph Ruth, address is 5644 Highway 96 West. It's a truck yard. Yeah, that particular property, now, we've got bushes lined up to go in between us. And it is, I mean, these guys are gone most of the week. They come in Thursday or Friday, and they leave on, most of them leave on Sunday. I don't know if you've noticed that. The bushes are ordered. We're just waiting for them to show up because everything takes a little longer than it used to. And once that's done, that's part of the agreement we have to do all, what they've defined. And, I mean, are you bothered by the noise or anything out there? Because nothing's going to change. I actually have less truckers now than I have before because the market has changed a little bit.
Well, that sounds good. But when I see something come through about a change in zoning,
Well, no, we're not
forgive me,
changing anything.
the first thing that came to my mind, okay, what's getting ready to happen? We're going to have trucks coming in 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's going to be this big exchange yard. That's what my mind immediately went to.
Yeah.
So that was my concern. But
When did you
if
acquire
it's-
the property?
I've had the property about 4 years now.
Okay, so I remember the gentleman had it before I talked to. Yeah, before this ever happened, that was the backyard of the standard truck yard. That was the overflow yard.
Okay.
It's always had egress, ingress off the Long Mill Road. And, this is, long story short, we just lease space to truckers. I got one trucker who's got 16 trucks. Most of them have 4 or 5. And right now, I believe there's 51 in the yard. Used to be 60. But that's what I was asking, if do you live in a home or do you have a tenant there?
I have a tenant there right now. The
Is that
tenant is
correct?
getting ready to move, yes.
Oh, okay. 'Cause
The
he-
tenant is getting ready to-
I was asking, if you ever have a
If I may interrupt, you guys were in the middle of a hearing, so if y'all want to talk afterwards, that'll be great. Do y'all have any more questions or?
Well, I just wanted you to hear if there's a problem or not, because I haven't had any issues from anybody up and down that road, no accidents, no nothing, ever since I've been there, and I've been there 28 years.
Okay.
Okay. I'm satisfied.
Okay.
Now that I understand that it's gonna be business as usual.
That's
When
right.
I saw it come through, I did have concerns, and I appreciate the board for allowing me a voice to be able to come up and at least ask that question. Because obviously, it's a major investment on my part. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you, guys.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak related to this special use permit? If not, you guys can, if you have any additional questions for the staff based on that, or if you would like to make a motion to close the hearing.
I'd like to make the motion to approve the special use permit.
Let's close the hearing.
We got to close the hearing
Make
first.
a motion to close the hearing.
Okay.
Second.
All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, the motion is carried.
Motion
Okay.
to approve. Second.
Anyone opposed? All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Our next item is item A. Okay. We have Scott. He's going to present this to us.
Good evening and Happy New Year. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to present this request to you this evening. November of this year, county staff issued a request for qualifications to solicit on-call engineering services. The intent of this is to be able to retain engineering firms to support county projects as well as our economic development initiatives throughout the county. The proposed term would be for a 3-year period. So the request this evening is really to allow the county manager in consultation with the county attorney to execute agreement with 3 recommended firms. This is a little background with this. Basically, we found the need that to be able to expedite projects in a timely manner, we need to be able to have them on call already. One thing I want to point out is there was no cost associated with this request. Any items, approved had to be budgeted and approved by this board, or will have to come before you going forward. But we will not have to go through the process of doing a request for qualifications through the selection period. And this is something that has worked well for us already. We've done a similar within public utilities. We have 2 firms on call now. The proposals were submitted. We had a due date of December 5th. We had a robust, we had 9 firms submit. 1 had to be disqualified. But of those 9 proposals, we've whittled it down to 3 that we're asking the board's consideration on. Those would be AP Consulting Engineers, KCI, and Withers and Ravenel. Happy to answer any questions you have at this time.
Anyone have any questions for Scott?
I've got a question. I see it's like 3 different engineering firms here. So if we ever get ready to do projects or whatever, we'll have to pick from them 3 and can't pick from.
We don't,
nobody
we're
else.
not, we do not have to, but they are available for us and without having to go through.
But we're not bound to.
We're not bound by them. And something I left out, we have an array of services that the firms are being able to be, or have to be able to do. I apologize for not pointing this out. Some of the examples of some of the scope of work could be preparation of conceptual plans, preliminary cost estimates for site development, stormwater design, permitting, surveying, wetland stream determination, delineation, utility infrastructure design, architectural services, construction permitting design. There's quite a few different things that could come up, but this basically allows us to pick up the phone. Some of our priorities were obviously work experience within these projects, and then also their timeliness. So this will give us the opportunity, should we have a project, we can call one of these 3 firms, negotiate a price time frame for completion of work, which anything following our procurement policy, anything over $50,000 will have to come back before this board unless it was already budgeted.
Do we have any further questions?
Move to approve.
Second.
All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone oppose? Motion carried.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to ask Commissioner Bunn. As you all know, Commissioner Bunn is the leader for the past year. And so at this time, we're going to present you with the class in appreciation to David Bunn, the 2025 chairman of Franklin County Board of Commissioners.
Congratulations. Good job.
Okay. So what's next?
Madam Chairman, isn't this when Commissioner Bunn's supposed to give his speech?
He can give a speech.
I have a
Would you-
35-page dissertation I'll read now.
Motion to deny that.
I'll approve. Say aye. Okay. Now's time for our board and manager and clerk's comments. And we will start with our county attorney. Any comments? And our clerk has no comments. Commissioner Foy, do you have comments?
In the absence, I didn't see an other business category on here. I just want to make sure we get this on for our next meeting, the Bun Cert team for the next meeting.
Okay.
Make that a motion.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
And does everyone approve? Say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, then that will be put on the agenda for the next meeting.
Okay, it's official now.
It's official.
Okay.
Yes,
Right place, right time,
All right.
result.
that's it.
And
That's
just
the
one
way
other,
it's supposed to work.
just one other comment. I know our last agenda item, the gentleman's already left, Craig Ruth. I just want to commend him for all the years he's been haggling with that issue. And finally, it's got relief on it. So, shame to have to see people go through that and just try to do good things. But anyway, he didn't never give up, and I admire him for that. I think he got what he needed. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Commissioner Davis?
No
do you have
comment,
anything?
no comment.
Commissioner?
Just thankful for a great holiday season with family and friends. Thankful for safe passages and a warm place to be and a pot of something really good to eat. So a lot to be grateful for in this year, past year, and certainly looking forward to what 2026 is. So thank you for that.
Commissioner May?
Hey, it was nice to see a nice crowd here tonight, and wishing all a good new year. And I want to make one comment. I rode through Epsom 3 or 4 days last week, and that park is doing good over there.
Looks good.
Crowd there every day.
It is a crowd. I've seen that too. When I've gone by.
That's it.
Okay, Commissioner Speed
No comment.
and Commissioner Bunn.
Oh, yes, ma'am. I would like to ask staff to address the concerns that the gentleman who spoke about the subdivision on Farrell's Bridge Road, to, let's see if we can satisfy his concern. Someone from staff to do that, reach out to him after the meeting sometime.
Hey, Ryan? Got it? Okay. I guess we'll go to me. And I did attend the hospital board meeting, which is Mariah Parham this month. They are really doing a lot of work in Lewisburg at the hospital. they're spending over $1 million in the revisions in the hospital. And it's exciting to go in there and see all the things that they're doing and upgrading the hospital. They're also hiring a full-time PA to be on staff in the hospital. That person should start around March, I think is what they said. So that's exciting too at the hospital. I also attend the Franklinton Town Board meeting. And I've met with Ryan a bunch in my position as chair. So I'm excited to be the chair and hope I can be the furious leader that Davidson has been before me. So that's good. Also, I just wanted to say something about our desk here. I just feel so professional sitting up here. This is so nice. This has been a long time coming. Don't we look nice sitting up here? It's been a long time coming to have something this nice instead of having the little tables that we've been behind all these years. I've been here a long, long time. It's always been these little tables. So this is so nice.
I just want to add, since you brought it up, that everything you see made of this piece of wood was made right here in Franklin County.
Wonderful. How about that? That's great. So, okay, Ryan.
I don't have anything other to say. I hope everybody had a great holiday season and a good New Year's. Looking forward to 26 and getting to work with you. And thank you for everything you do.
Okay. All right, now we're going to move into our closed session. Number 7 is a closed session. The board is asked to enter into closed session in pursuit to the following North Carolina General Statute, NCGS 143-318.11. A3, attorney-client privilege communication. NCGS 143-318.11, A4, industry economic development. And NCGS 143-318.11, 8.5, real property purchase contracts leases. And then lastly is NCGS 143-318.11, A6, personnel. Do I hear a motion that we go into closed session?
So move.
And do I have a second?
Second.
All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
No.
And motion carries.
Ready?
Yes, I'm ready. I will entertain a motion at this time.
Chairwoman, I'd like to make a motion to add change order 005 from Williams Communication to the agenda.
Second.
All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And Chairwoman, I'd like to make a motion to deny change order 005 from Williams Communication.
Second.
All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to adjourn.
Second. Second.